fight night to, say, Summerlin, I just want to know a dollar amount that it costs me, $40, $80, $100. Would I be able to ascertain that?
Yes. Via the website, you could go to uber.com/Las Vegas, as well as uber.com/Reno, do a fare estimate there. It's also available inside the application, that before you order or request your ride, you would be able to get a fare estimate. And if there was dynamic pricing occurring, as Mr. Steiger said, it would be reflected in that updated price. And the beautiful thing is you could split that fare with anyone else that might be going back home to Summerlin with you, and it all takes place via the application, so no one's on the hook to get the next taxi ride.
That was my next question. So I'm allowed to say split the fare with Commissioner Sackelheide if we were leaving the MGM on fight night? I guess
just
because
as
he's use my credit card, then he'd give me the cash for half the fare, that kind of thing.
That's the old school model. How it works now is that Commissioner Sackelheide would have to have the Uber application as well. And just because you invite him to split the fare doesn't mean he has to accept. So you have to make sure you're good enough friends with Commissioner Sackelheide to have him want to accept to split that fare with you.
So if he wasn't an Uber customer, he could not share the ride with me?
The old-fashioned way is perfectly acceptable too. You can pay through the app and he can reimburse you. Pay cash.
So we could do 2, 3, 4 people in the Uber vehicle.
Number of seatbelts to number of butts in the car is how I put it, Commissioner.
Gotcha. And then on the insurance, period 1, app is on, no passenger in the vehicle, the $1.5 million insurance is in effect.
Period 1 is that time period where no one has accepted a ride but has the application on.
Right.
That's when the $50,000, $100,000, $25,000 policy is in place. And to clarify again, that is primary from the TNC.
Now, is that $50,000 per person or per occurrence?
It's $50,000 per person, $100,000 per occurrence,
50 and 100, okay.
and then 25 property.
25 per hour, very good. And then with period 2, that's when the passenger hits the accept button. It is not yet in the vehicle. And what type of insurance coverage does that entail for period 2?
Is what you mentioned earlier, it's the $1.5 million of third-party liability uninsured, underinsured motorists. And again, Uber is primary during that policy.
And that's also $50,000 per person, $100,000 per occurrence, up to a $1.5 million total if
No,
they're.
it's a total of 1.5 million commercial liability insurance for periods 2.
So one person, if they die in that vehicle, could get $1.5 million?
Yes.
And then period 3, passengers in the vehicle, $1.5 million insurance policy would be in effect.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean, for that person to get 1.5 million, if they were to become deceased, I imagine you'd have to be a lawyer, right? Future earnings and all that. The other question, well, actually just a comment, I kind of echo Commissioner Sackelheide's concerns about why it would not be good business policy and practice for your company and Lyft to have pre-employment drug testing, random drug testing, and certainly post-accident drug testing. You would limit your liability, right? We have 2 lawyers here. Wouldn't you certainly limit your liability for a lawsuit if that were the case?
Again, Commissioner, this is Steve Thompson for the record. It's just not part of current operations, and we've put forth a number of further transparency items in order to help reassure safety in those regards in terms of the immediate feedback system that drivers can give to riders can give to drivers. And so that's just not part of the current operations.
You have about 1,000 or a little over so far drivers in the pipeline?
That's what I've heard. I don't know what the most recent number is as of today, but yes, we've seen a number of individuals that are very excited about that. Easily over 1,000 individuals that are ready to go when you want.
Can you ballpark estimate how many you anticipate after all your vetting is complete and after, say, 6 months from now when all the applications are in?
Respectfully, Commissioner, I can't. We just don't know how popular the service is. We have guessed that we have estimates that it's going to be very popular, just based on the feedback that we've gotten and the hundreds of thousands of individuals that have opened up the Uber application over the last 4 years that we've been operational in other cities. There's a lot of interest in Southern Nevada as well as in Northern Nevada. I just don't know what that growth would look like, but hopefully we harassment to support local communities.
Of course, the Strip is the main corridor along with the airport here. Have you done any environmental impact studies or studies on infrastructure to see how many vehicles our road can handle in conjunction with all the other vehicles that are already on the road? Maybe on Friday or Saturday night.
Commissioner, this is John Griffin. I was going to jump in earlier, just to at least explain to the commission what we've done as far as the Strip or gaming properties or airports. I think, and hopefully not to offend any properties, I think we've met with almost all properties, all large properties, on Strip, off Strip, Northern Nevada, both airports. So we've engaged in extensive discussions, multiple discussions, I think with every single Strip property, about the logistics of getting in and out, where to pick up, where to drop off, where to use the technology and the assets of the technology to stage vehicles in unused parking garages. So, as an example, to come around to a very seldom used valet. So obviously Strip congestion is a concern of everybody. It would be a concern of ours too, because if you're stuck on the Strip, you're not picking somebody up. So the app has unique features to logistically help solve some problems, and we're getting great feedback from virtually every private party we've been talking to.
And Commissioner, those are evolving conversations as well, so those are very open dialogues, and we look forward to helping solve some of those congestion issues. What I can say is in ancillary studies in other cities, we've actually seen total number of cars on the road from personal car driving go down, because now there's more reliable options and more ways that you can get around the city. I don't know what those would be for the state of Nevada or Southern Nevada specifically on the Strip, but absolutely our goal is to not create more congestion, it's to help alleviate it.
Just to follow up on Commissioner Saad's question, we'd be able to geo-restrict the vehicles from perhaps being in taxi lines, limo lines, things like that on property. Is that something you're planning to do?
For the record, Steve Thompson, that's definitely a concern of making the front area as easy to work with as possible. And so those are discussions that we're having actively with those valets and concierges, utilizing the technology for that.
Okay, you would be able to do that under your current system, basically geo-restricts, so you're not going to be in the valet area, the limo pickup area, the taxi pickup area.
Yes.
On your limitation of liability